Hello and welcome back to the answer key to 4.9 homework. I did say Google this, but I could have also said just figure it out or remember it. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. The volume of a circle is length times width times height. The volume of a cylinder, that's just a circle that, stacks up. So the way I think of it is like, what if I had a circle that was 1 unit tall? 1 unit tall. And the circle, let's say, was 6 units big. Well, then the cylinder is actually only 6 units, but the units have gone from square units to cubed units. So you've changed the type of unit. But then you just keep stacking on there. Like, what if it was 2 units tall? What if it was 3? So we're just multiplying. We're taking the area of the circle at the bottom and just multiplying up. So you can just take pi r squared times height. You can put that h in front too, I guess. Whoa, getting weird. Okay, area of a rectangle. That's just length times width. Notice the pattern. The volume is when you multiply by height. The area is when you just have 2 dimensions. Where's the 2 dimensions on the area of a circle? It's the radius twice. Perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, so that's length plus the width plus the width, also known as 2 lengths plus 2 widths. Circumference of a circle, 2 pi's times the radius. Find the perimeter area of the rectangle. This is the length, this is the width. A, 40. P, 26. Units. Squared. Units. Oops. I had a little technical difficulties this morning, so now I'm frazzled. Find the circumference of the area of the circle. Here's the r. So 2 pi, let's do the circumference, which is also kind of like a perimeter, all the way around. So the circumference is 2 times r times pi, so 10 pi. About 30. I think we can do better than that. 31, really, because, oh, whatever. We are not going to do that. Okay, and now time for the area. 25 pi. About 75. Probably 76, 77, about 77. All right, moving on. Find the volume and area of the prism. Surface area. Okay, the surface area is this surface, which is 7 times 9. But then there's one in the back, so times 2, plus this surface, which is 7 times 23. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Getting 154.92. What? There shouldn't be any decimals. Oh. 770. Surface area. Volume is just 7 times 9 times 23. 7 times 9 times 23. 1,449 units cubed. Cubic units, cubies, whereas the surface area is measured in squares. The squares that cover it, like poster paper around the outside. Moving on to the trigonometry. Okay, tan of A is 3 over 4. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Opposite, adjacent, 3, 4. Quick Pythagoras, that's 5. It's famous 3, 4, 5 right triangle. Tangent of B is 4/3. Sine of A is 3 over 5. Sine of B is 4 over 5. Cosine of A is 4 over 5. Cosine of B is 3 over 5. Sketch of the triangle. I'll put it in the right spot this time. What the heck? Sine of A, B. Sine of B is 8 over 17. Cool. 8 squared plus A squared equals 17 squared. Woohoo! Square root of 225 is 15. Pretty sweet. Alright, tangent of A, 15 over 18. Or sorry, 8. Tangent of B will be, switch perspective. Sine of A, 15 over 17. Then this will be 15 over 17, and this will be 8 over 17. Tangent of A will be this flipped over, 5 over 12. Sine of B, 12 over 13. Cosine A is 12 over 13, and this one is 5 over 13. Alright, a funky one. What the heck? Sine of B, A, B. Ooh, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So 1 squared plus A squared equals square root of 2 squared. 1 plus A squared equals 2, because square root and square undo each other. And 1 times 1 is 1. Minus 1, A squared equals 1. Square root, A equals the square root of 1 is 1, because 1 times 1 is 1. So this is the famous 1 root 2. So these should be the same size, but as in always in geometry, the label trumps the physical object. Someday that might not be true, but for now it's still true. Let's see. Am I still recording? 8 minutes in. Whoa! Okay, come on, settle down, buddy. There we go. That's about right. Still looks a little blue. Tan A, 1 over 1 is 1. Tan B, 1 over 1 is 1. Sine A, 1 over root 2. Both sides are 1, so both signs are 1 over root 2. These ones technically are talking about different sides. Not technically, they are talking about different sides. But this is such a funny one. Everything's 1 over root 2. So I had to pause the video because my kid walked in. These were optional, but if you did them, this is only true in a 45, 45, 90. Wait, is that even true? This is never true. Because doing 1 divided by something flips that thing over. Have I showed you guys this trick yet? Yeah, I think I showed you this. That's 1 divided by, let's say it's, just do 8 over 9. But that equals 1 over 1 divided by 8 over 9. But that equals 1 over 1 times 9 over 8. Because when the simple way to divide by a fraction is to flip it over and then multiply. It's the same, because multiplying and dividing are the same thing, but upside down. 9/8. So we end up with a flipped over version of what we started with under there. So the sine of A is going to flip over. A flipped over sine of A is never cosine, because the bottom of cosine is the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is never the same as the adjacent, because in a right triangle the hypotenuse is always longer. I was starting to say only true in a 45, 45, 90. That's because the legs are the same length, but the legs are never the same length as the hypotenuse. So it does not work. Tangent of B equals the tangent of 90 minus A. 90 minus A is another way of saying B, because there's only 90 degrees for them to share. So this is true. Tangent of A times the cosine of A. Okay, tangent of A is opposite over adjacent. We'll call those sides A and B, times cosine of A, which is what's next to B over, there we go, hypotenuse. These simplify to ones, and we get A over H, which is the sine. So yes, this is true, because the B's cancel. The adjacent sides. Tan involves the adjacent, cosine involves the adjacent, and tan involves the adjacent, cosine involves the adjacent. They cancel. Tan involves the opposite, cosine involves the hypotenuse. Those don't cancel, and you get opposite over hypotenuse, which is sine. And remember, the opposite, we always use the lowercase letter to be opposite. So opposite of capital A would be lowercase a. That is the end of the optional section. Alright, so did we do this one? Yes. That's what the quiz was on. So we could make this is the adjacent side to 35. So we can make the cosine, because cosine is the adjacent over hypotenuse. I have to ask my calculator what the cosine of 35 is 0.82. And then times by 16 on both sides. And A equals that. Oh, I forgot on Friday I showed you guys how to not take the cosine until the very end. Bad on me for rounding. So I just typed it in my calculator without rounding. I actually used the cosine 35 exact. Got 13.1. From here, oh, it's another cosine. Nope, it's an opposite and adjacent. So tanner of 65 equals 20 over x times x both sides. Now see, I'm not getting the decimal approximation yet. I'm waiting. I'm dividing by tanner. Now I type it in. $9.3. Oops. Fall first. Ooh, I just screwed that up. Fall, run, fall, run. Fall, 1, run, 3. fall 1, 2, 3, 2. And I said skip that section and we're done.